What's your most frustrating YouTube reality that you haven't heard many people talk about? Leave that in the comment. And again, let's discuss, let's learn and grow together. Come on, community, come on, let's move. Let's support each other the right way, of course. Everyone talks about titles, thumbnails, SEO, but if your mind is still stuck in the not good enough, then none of those hacks will help you. No YouTube growth tips are ever going to make a difference because growth starts all the way in your mindset. So you must replace I'll never be seen by my message matters. I have something important to say. Today I'm going to talk to you about some truths that I learned about YouTube that not many people talk about. Let's go. So after 5 months of posting on YouTube, I'm still getting views in the double digits. And I'm still questioning everything. But here's why I'm not quitting and what I learned that no one talks about. And let me tell you, this is not your typical brutal truths that I learned about YouTube or things that YouTube taught me or how YouTube changed my life with less than 200 subscribers. Because listen, I'm not the success story YouTuber. I'm still the YouTuber or the content creator who's still trying to figure things out, still frustrated at times, excited at other times, still working on my mindset daily. I kid you not. And if you're still watching those videos where they talk about how I got 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and feeling like hell about yourself, you're not alone, and this video is for you. Because I'm about to share with you the stuff that happens between I started my YouTube channel and I made it. You know, that messy middle part where most of us actually live. If you've watched my last video, you know that I talked about the invisible progress that no one talks about. In this video, I'm going to talk about the invisible struggles that not many people talk about, for especially for us small YouTubers or content creators. Because I always want to keep it real here. I don't want to just talk about the positive things. I also want to talk about reality. But I'm going to give you solutions as well. I'll tell you how I'm dealing with these struggles. And here's truth number one. You're going to become obsessed with other people's numbers. In my first couple of months of this YouTube journey, I was obsessing over other channels that started maybe after me and made it way faster than I did. I remember I was watching this young lady who started maybe a month after me. She was on a 30-day YouTube challenge where she wanted to post for 30 days nonstop on YouTube, similar titles and similar content. And guess what? On day 7 or 8, she was monetized. She said she got monetized. She had enough watch hours and enough subscribers because she wanted to get monetized as soon as possible. So basically, she was making video after the video, day in, day out, and they were all very similar to each other. Then there were those other channels that were posting one video a week or one video every 2 weeks, and they were getting subscribers fast and they were getting a lot of views. And it makes you wonder, why not me? Like, what am I doing wrong? What's special about them? Basically, nobody warns you that comparison to other creators is going to become like your full-time hobby, that you're going to know their subscriber counts better than you know your own grocery list. Okay, I'm exaggerating, obviously, just to make a point and to just make it a little humorous, because I don't want this to be a depressing, negative video. But here's the truth. This is toxic behavior. This way of thinking is toxic. I knew it was, but I still did it because, I couldn't help it. Another thing, at the time when I started about 5 months ago, there were a lot of videos going around about how easy YouTube is. It's on easy mode, about how if you're over 40, you should start your YouTube channel and start creating content. Also about how YouTube changed my life with less than 200 subscribers, or fill in the blanks with a number. So, I mean, all of those videos, and let me tell you, I have mixed feelings about these videos at this point because it's like they're bittersweet. Those videos helped me or gave me the final push to actually start my YouTube channel, which is a great thing. So this is the positive about them. However, they're very misleading. It just so happened to be a trend at the time, and people were just creating those videos because it was a trend. Whether they believed in them or not, a lot of the people were just going with a trend, and that's what I don't like at all. It hurts because when you watch videos like this and you actually believe them and you act on that, which I did. I started my YouTube channel because of those videos. You're very disappointed when you don't get the growth that they portray or talk about. You're very discouraged and you start questioning yourself. You get in this negative mindset. You are questioning everything. Am I worth it? Do I have anything valuable to say? Maybe I'm not even cut out for this. Everyone's saying YouTube is on easy mode. Why don't I find it easy? Why am I not growing fast? So those types of videos, clickbait, I call them, because they just want to follow the trend, are very misleading, and they hurt small content creators or beginners, because they're only talking about the positive of YouTube being on easy mode, but they're not preparing the beginners. They're not giving them any skills or anything to protect them from reality. And the reality is YouTube never will be on easy mode. You need to know what you're doing, and that will only come with time and experience. And here's what's even worse, especially when you're a beginner, and this brings me to truth number two, which is your family, your friends, your husband, your wife will not understand and will potentially not support you. So for instance, when I first started towards the beginning, and my within my first month or so, my husband told me at some point, why are you doing this YouTube thing? It's worthless. You're not going to make any money with that anytime soon, if ever. And he'd see that I still have very low number of subscribers and I'm not growing fast. He'd see that I'm getting 10, 20, 30, 40 views on my videos. And he'd be like, this is not worth it. So he didn't see the value in it. And I don't blame him. My mom accidentally found me. I never even told her that I'm starting YouTube, but she accidentally found my channel and she started watching. I don't know if she watches every single video, but I told her not to watch, but she still watches sometimes. Thank you, Mom. But at some point, she was puzzled too. Like, she asked me, "What are you doing with this? Like, how does this thing work? Why are you doing that?" And friends, forget about it. I didn't tell anyone because no one around me is doing this. So they don't understand. They don't understand how it works. They don't understand what it takes. They certainly don't understand the point to this. And they don't appreciate that it's a long term game. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly, sometimes I get those thoughts too. It's like, is it even worth it? Am I even doing the right thing? But then I remember why I started this. And I started this initially because I wanted to look for ways to make money from home, because I didn't want to leave my daughter and go to work for 8 hours a day, disappear for 10 hours a day. I didn't want her to be raised by the school system. But that's not my only why. Another big why that I have is that I'm passionate about helping other women that are going through the same circumstances, or maybe that are going through the same things as me. Maybe they had the same mindset as me, where they felt that putting themselves out there is impossible and way out of their league. Because believe me, I've had a humongous transformation. I can't even believe it myself sometimes when I think back of how I used to think and what I'm doing right now. To me, it was impossible. I never wanted to put myself out there. It's a combination of being private, introverted, shy, all those lovely things. So we all have our reasons, or might have our reasons, why we don't want to put ourselves out there. It's hard to get out of our comfort zone. And this is exactly why I'm doing this. I want to help those women that are having difficulty getting out of their comfort zone, those women that want to grow and want to change their life and want to challenge themselves, but don't know how or where to begin. This is my tribe. This is my community. These are the women that I'm doing this for. So that's my why. And when I remember that, when I think of my why, it keeps me going. That's why I'm still doing this. Because you know what? The fact that I allowed myself to get out of my comfort zone and do things that I never thought would be possible or I'd be able to do, that gave me so much confidence. Confidence that I lost over the years by being a stay at home mom and doing nothing other than motherhood. And this leads me to truth number three. The loneliness is so real. Let me tell you, it's so real. All those evenings that you spend creating your script, modifying, reciting, preparing your script. All those nights that you spend editing, that's of course after you're done with your script. All those times, they're lonely because there's no one going through it with you. You can't ask the advice of those around you. I have no one around me who's doing this. No one around me who's doing long form content on YouTube. Therefore, who am I gonna ask? Whose opinion? Whose advice? Who am I gonna complain to or share my struggles with? I could start telling my friends if I choose to, or one friend at least. But is she really gonna appreciate it? She's gonna be like, "Oh, well, if it's so hard, don't do it, or just learn more about it, or maybe even go find another job, a real job that's gonna give you money now, not in a year or two." If it takes one to know one sometimes. But here's what I'm doing about this, or here's what I suggest you do about this too. Find yourself a community, a mini community. Find yourself two, three, four creators that are preferably in your niche, or maybe not even in your niche, who are just on this journey with you, who have similar subscriber count, or who are still at the beginning of their journey, more or less. and connect with them and try to build a relationship with them. And from there, you can exchange thoughts, maybe video ideas. You could show them thumbnails that you created for your video and ask them for their advice and their opinion. Which thumbnail would they click on? You could discuss titles with them. That helps a lot, you know, and of course you could do the same for them. It goes both ways, and trust me, these things will help you a lot on the long run because they're going to keep you going. They're going to keep you, I don't like to use the word motivation because I think motivation is moody, is not dependable, but they're going to keep you going. They're going to give you the strength and the push, and they're going to keep your mindset in its right place where it's supposed to be. Truth number 4, and I've heard quite a few creators talk about this one in particular, especially lately. You're going to spend way more time researching everything except for creating videos. When you spend hours upon hours researching thumbnails, SEO, titles, ideas, video ideas, but you never get to creating any videos. One day you're going to think, what am I doing? I haven't even created any videos yet, or I haven't created any videos for the week yet. What can I say? This is like productive procrastination on steroids because research becomes your safe space that makes you feel or think that you're actually working on your channel when you really are not, especially when you're a perfectionist and an overthinker like me, not to mention the niche spiral. Truth number 5, niche confusion will drive you insane. That is, of course, if you have a niche in the first place. So I realized that if I want to grow faster, according to many gurus, YouTube gurus' advice, I should pick a niche. And I did pick a niche that I was very clear about at the beginning and for quite a while until I realized that it doesn't look like there's any audience for my niche. So I'm not getting views. I'm barely getting subscribers. I mean, I am getting views, but not as much as I would like to, not as much. I mean, I don't see myself improving a whole lot. I'm barely getting any subscribers. At this point, there goes days without me getting one subscriber. So I question, what am I doing wrong? Am I too boring? Is my introduction not hooking enough? My content not good enough? Are people not interested in this type of content? I want to create content that I believe in. I don't want to go just after the trends. However, I'm not creating content for me. I could sit at home and look in the mirror and speak to myself. I don't have to film myself and put myself out on YouTube. If my content is not interesting to viewers, then what's the point? It's not, I don't want to create it. I'm not here to waste my time or anyone's time. What I think is a great idea, and I'll go on YouTube and start researching it. And guess what? All I find are just shorts. YouTube shorts about this. Why? That makes me feel like, what does that mean? Are people not interested in watching long form content when it comes to this? I mean, I'm people, one person, and I'm interested in this type of content. Am I really that unique that no one else is interested in this type of content? I wish there's type of content like this on YouTube for me to watch. It can keep me going. It can make me feel I'm not alone in my struggles. And this is why I offer this content. I'm trying to fill some content gap, as they call it. So, what do you think? Do you think this type of content is useful? Is it something that you want to watch? Or has YouTube simply not found my target viewer or my ideal audience? And this brings me to truth number 6, and it's authenticity versus algorithm. Yes, the almighty algorithm. So we hear a lot of YouTubers say, go for what's trendy, do trendy videos, and then they say be original. Okay, so I understand the idea. Go look for titles that are trending in any niche and apply them to your niche. Okay, but you know what? That's easier said than done because those trending titles may not always be applicable to the topic that you have in mind or to the topics that you want to talk about. For a beginner who doesn't have a lot of experience in YouTube, it's not that easy to take a title that feels so irrelevant just because it's trending and apply it to your idea that you're having right now, or get inspired. Sometimes I do get inspired by some trending titles, but it's not always an easy thing to do. Here's truth number 7. You're going to calculate your return on investment on everything, or at least you might. I know I did. And that might depress you. You're going to start measuring everything to try to figure out how many dollars are you making per hour. And when you realize that you've spent 4 hours making a video that only gets like 10 or 15 or 20 views, you're going to feel like you're basically working for free. So you start thinking, oh, and there's this other video that took me about 6 hours to make, and it got like only 5 views within the first 24 hours. It could get a little discouraging, especially if you're not in the right mindset, if you don't think of YouTube as a long term investment as opposed to instant gratification. Thankfully, I didn't stay stuck in that mindset for long. I snapped out of it fairly quickly because I understood that I'm not going to see return on investment anytime soon. At least not monetary. I'm not going to lie. I started this channel because I wanted to make money. I was looking to make money from home as a stay-at-home mom. Unless you start off by selling or promoting your own digital products, we know we're not going to make money anytime soon from YouTube, at least not the average creator. But as I mentioned earlier, money is not my only goal. My first goal right now, or has been, is to get out of my comfort zone, to challenge myself and face my fears and start YouTube. And you know what? I did that. And that makes me feel very, very good. I've accomplished some amazing things because I know myself and I know the transformation I've been through. And that's a huge win. This is what I want to share with other ladies who need it. Those of you who want that transformation but don't know how to start. That's what I'm here for. So why am I sharing with you all of this? Because you know what? I like to keep it real here. In my last video, I talked about the positive points, all the invisible progress that we as small content creators attain without even realizing oftentimes. So I thought it'd be a good idea for this video to be about the invisible struggles that many YouTubers face, especially small content creators, especially at the beginning of their journey. And I find that not a lot of creators are talking about this. Certainly no YouTube gurus are talking about this. So I like to keep it real and always say it as it is, at least from my point of view and according to my experience. Because I want to encourage you by normalizing these things. Let's normalize this YouTube phase for new creators. Let's discuss it and not just concentrate on the positives. It's important to have a balance of both the positive and, I'm not going to say the negative necessarily, but reality. Having said all that, I'm not leaving you on the edge of the cliff wondering, is this YouTube thing even worth it? Am I going to jump and die? Or am I going to be able to make my way through it? So I'm going to give you some tips on how to deal with all these negative side effects of being a new content creator. Here's what I found out after 5 months of this roller coaster of a YouTube journey. First of all, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just in the process of learning, and this is just the journey that we have to go through, especially if we don't have coaches on our side. We're doing it all by our lonesome self. Let's normalize this. So all this confusion, the frustration, the research, the insanity of finding a niche and sticking to your niche and giving value. That's literally what the journey looks like for most of us. Please remember, for all those YouTubers that make it look easy to start and grow on YouTube, these YouTubers have either been doing it for years. They started years ago when it was so much easier to grow on YouTube, when there was so little competition or much less competition, or they've already had another YouTube channel where they failed and they learned some things and now they're applying them on their new channel, or they've at least had quite a bit of experience with content creation, or maybe they have a coach or a mentor by their side that's helping them and guiding them along the way. But please know that that's not the average person. That's not the average content creator who starts with nothing, basically, more than just some research that they've done on YouTube. So if you're in the same boat where you're questioning your niche, if you have a niche, where you're wondering when are you going to get out of this double digit jail, when you're wondering when are you going to have a semi-viral video that's going to get you 200 subscribers one shot, or when are you going to make your way to monetization, YouTube monetization, you're not alone. We're grinding here together, figuring it all out as we go. And listen, maybe this is our niche. Come on, let's create a new niche of YouTube confusion. Let's make it trending. Let's call it the people who find it too hard to grow on YouTube and who share the raw truth as it is, as they live it, as they experience it. What do you think of all that? Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you experiencing any of the truths I mentioned? Are you having other struggles that I haven't mentioned? Come on, share your story, share your journey so that we can all feel better. Let's learn and grow together. And hey, if you want more real talk, about this YouTube journey, subscribe. Not because I have the answers, I might have some, but certainly not all, but just because we'll go through it together. Because over here, I like to keep it real and I like to say it as it is. So now tell me, what's your most frustrating YouTube reality that you haven't heard many people talk about? Leave that in the comment. And again, let's discuss, let's learn and grow together. Come on, community. Come on, let's move. Let's support each other the right way, of course. This is Christy. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way till now, you're amazing. And I'll see you on the next one.